I quit. Have you ever had those words go through your mind, faithful caregiver? Or maybe you actually spoke those words out loud, and then what happens? Then you have guilt. It just washes all over you, and you're upset at yourself for even saying those words, even though they're understandable words, and everybody understands why you feel like that at times. Also, did you know that the second Friday in January is actually called Quitter's Day? I didn't know that till just a week or two ago. There is a Quitter's Day because on January 1st, a lot of us make resolutions and we say we're not going to do this, we're not going to do that. We end up doing it by the second Friday in January, and all those resolutions just go out the window. So I don't want you to be one that quits this year. I want you to be encouraged and know that there are people out there that can help you, and that we're here for you to just even vent to and talk to, and hopefully give you some solutions that make this journey a little bit easier. So what is it that your dementia loved one does that makes you want to quit? Do you have something in mind specifically? If so, drop it in the comments and I'll answer those, and maybe somebody in the community will jump on and give you some suggestions that worked for them. Is it because your dementia loved one doesn't sleep at night? I remember one time specifically that my mom, at 3 o'clock when I woke up, she was sitting up on the side of the bed and she was dressed, had her pocketbook, and she was ready to go shopping. And it took me a bit to talk her out of doing that. Or maybe it's because you feel trapped as a caregiver. I know a lot of caregivers do feel trapped because they don't have people that step up to the plate and help them, either in the family or their friends. Or they did it at first, but then it kind of dwindled off as time went on. And that's really hard. But I will suggest doing this. And I do have another video that I did on how to enlist help. I'll drop that link in the show notes. But one of my suggestions is to always have a list with you. A list so that when you enlist somebody to help you, you have a specific thing to tell them. Because if you don't have a specific thing to tell them, 99% of the time, you will not get help. And another thing, during this season of your life, this is the time when you need to kick pride to the curb. Please do not try to do all of this by yourself. Get as much help as you possibly can because it's hard. This is a very hard thing to do. It's very rewarding also, but it's also a very hard job mentally and physically. Another thing that maybe makes you feel trapped is because of all the extra work you have to do in your home. So what can you do about that if friends and family have not stepped up to the plate? If at all possible, my suggestion is to try and hire somebody maybe once a month or twice a month to come and either clean your home or at least clean the restrooms in your home, because those are the things we just tend not to be able to get to. When we're taking care of somebody with dementia, trying to get to a detailed cleaning in the bathroom or any of the other rooms, it's almost impossible to do sometimes. So if at all possible, don't even think of that as a luxury. That's a necessity. You have got to have help coming from somewhere. And if you can do that, please do that. And if somebody says to you, "What can I do to help?" you could even tell them that. Be honest with them. Say, "You know what? I have not had time to get to my bathroom and get it clean like I need to. Can you please get somebody to do that for me? Can you hire someone for us? Or would you mind coming and doing that?" Seriously, y'all, you have got to learn to ask for help, even in the things that you don't want people to see, because I know how I am. I don't want anybody looking at my bathroom and thinking that it's dirty. But I'm here to tell you there will be times that it is when you're taking care of your dementia loved one. So please ask for help in that area. Another thing, get hospice involved whenever you can. Hospice is not just for end of life. I remember when I took Mom to the ER one time and she ended up having C. diff. The doctor there wrote her for a failure to thrive. And soon as he did that, hospice stepped into the picture. And I will tell you, they were a blessing to have. They came every day and gave Mom a bath, even on the weekends, because she was bedridden. And that helped immensely. It gave me an hour to an hour and a half or 2 hours for me to sit and eat lunch and not be interrupted. And I got to relax a little bit and read a little bit of a book or something. And it was just a little bit of a downtime. And our hospice here in Winston-Salem area, it is just wonderful. I know all of them are different. They have different personalities and people working in them, but check them out and see if they can step in and help you somewhat. And maybe another thing that makes you want to quit is your loved one gets sundowners. And that is a horrible thing to have to deal with. My suggestion is to try to get ahead of the agitation by 30 minutes to an hour before it normally starts for them. Get them involved in an activity of some sort, either doing a puzzle or sitting there sorting through books or sorting through pictures that they want to look at. Find something, an activity that is calming to them, and do it with them if they want you to do that. But if you can get ahead of that agitation and them not just be sitting on a couch and just staring, and then as it gets darker and things happen, they start getting like they hunker down actually because they're nervous of the dark. They're nervous for a lot of reasons. So if you can get ahead of that agitation with some activity, that might be helpful to you also. Sometimes when you feel like quitting, you just need to vent, and you need to find a platform where you can do it, because often the family does not want to hear it because they've heard it too much already. But you do need a place that you can go and vent. On Facebook, there are different platforms you can get on, different groups, and I'm on a dementia group that I really like. I jump in there again to help people and to give advice and to just encourage people. But look at the different Facebook groups that there are for dementia and see which one kind of fits your vibe and fits your personality, and think about and consider joining one of those groups. The loneliness of caregiving can be overwhelming, and I know that, but I want you to please feel free to reach out, and in the comments of any of the videos of mine that you look at, put down the situation you're going through, and I'll be glad to answer it to the best of my ability, and I'll seek advice from other people. I have even called and talked to Teepa Snow's office and gotten advice from her before. But please do reach out to somebody so that we can help you through this process and through this journey. I will say up front that my strength came from God during this journey. He was faithful and He was true every morning to give me new mercies and new strength and new grace. Please don't quit. I want you to be an overcomer in 2025, and we are here for you. Thank you, as always, for taking care of your dementia loved one. God bless you, and stay true.